Before presenting, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Anmol Rashid. I'm from the Karachi office, the head of department here in the Karachi, and I'm dealing with all the student visas here. Now we have other members here. I would like to introduce Mr. Arif Jamal and Desara Luzi. So if you could please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Arif Jamal. I'm the director of the company Lexmark Consultants Limited and Lexmark Legal Associates. We are based in UK. Our head offices are in London. We deal with the immigration and visa applications as well as student applications as well. Primarily, we're dealing with the applications for UK and Germany only. And today, Anmol is, like I said, like Anmol has already explained that she's going to be presenting the today presentation partially, and at some point I'll be taking over. Over to you, Desara.
Hi, everyone. I am the representative from the Albanian office. Usually I work with the students that they want to get the admission in different countries, just like in UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Germany, Italy, and Turkey as well. And now today we are discussing about the visa job in Germany. And then if there is any Albanian student that might have any questions, or if there is something they did not understood very well during this presentation, they can leave their number and their name, and we will shortly contact them and answer all the questions that they might have. Thank you.
All right. We will have to begin with this presentation. Share with the screen. All right. So as Mr. Arif Jamal has already explained that we are located in different parts of the world, and he's briefly explained about it. So we'll proceed with the presentation. Now, this presentation is going to give you a brief introduction about Germany job search visa. Now, as we all know, this topic is very profound and has a lot of knowledge. But since we have time constraints, so we would be looking into a brief introduction to that. But however, I would be suggesting everybody that during the presentation, whatever queries you might have, kindly put it into the chat with your name and your number and the query, so that we would deal with all those queries right after this presentation. I would also encourage that make sure that if we are not able to answer all of these queries, so we make sure we will be reaching you out after the session. For that, you would have to enter your contact number for that. So we'll begin with this presentation. Now, Germany job search visa is basically a visa which will allow you to go to Germany for a 6 months period, find a job, and then to settle. Now, further, if you proceed towards the benefits of this visa, you see that it's not a visa that would make you go work there for any blue collar job. It's for you to work for a white collar job, and that would be like you can avail this opportunity within 2 months of your arrival. That means you don't really need to be there, finding out jobs. And, for instance, you find a blue collar job. It's not that you're going to be availing the opportunity to get a white collar job there. Your family can also accompany you as soon as you secure a job. Now, since the fields, there are a couple of fields that are highly in demand in Germany, and they are highly paid as well. We'll further in the slides, we'll be explaining all those fields. Now, Germany also offers high job security to all those who have secured a PR over there. So it's a great opportunity for you to avail this amazing benefit. Along with that, the children that of course would be accompanying you would have free schooling. The healthcare is covered as well, and of course, the opportunity of traveling all across Europe, all the Schengen state, by this visa. And of course, we can never deny that this economy, the euros, and of course, Germany being one of the biggest economy in the EU. Proceeding further to this process, since I told you that I would briefly let you know what this thing is, and further we'll discuss it in depth when we'll have the question and answer session right after this presentation. So I'll just let you know that this process does take only 3 to 4 months. It does not take a very long time. Hence, it's a very quick visa to acquire. And but of course, all your documents and everything, we would be first assessing and everything, and we will be then sending it to the government for assessment. It takes some time, like 3 to 4 months for the assessment. Once it is approved, we get the approved assessment. We apply for the visa for you. It takes about 2 weeks to 6 weeks to secure a visa, and then we are going to make sure this process ends before 5 to 6 months. But of course, we're not very much, we would not say that 3 to 4 months is the duration. We want to keep some maybe a month or some time more, so that we can have the process done more smoothly for you. Of course, there are requirements for the entry, for the job, and for the assessment. For the assessment, you would of course need to have a bachelor's degree, and it has to be attested. You need, if it's a female, of course, she needs to have a the marriage certificate with her, and then no fresh graduates can go there, because it requires 6 months of experience. So whoever has worked and has secured a bachelor's degree, well, it's an opportunity for you. Well, for the job requirement, for all those who are IT professionals, amazing deal for you, because you do not really need any German language background. But for those who are going to proceed with business or other professions, not the IT ones, they would of course need the language. But I tell you again, this requirement is not for those who, not your visa requirement, it's your job requirement. So, but we do suggest you to proceed with the language thingy as well, so that once you're there, you don't feel that I have less of the skill or I miss any of the requirements. So it's best that you do learn the language even a bit, and then it's just going to be very helpful to you over there. If we further proceed to this one, so we come to the shortage of worker professions. So on the top of the list, you see IT and computer sciences. So the best thing here is that they do not require any sort of language requirements. There's no IELTS requirement. There's no German requirement here as well. So if you are proceeding for this IT based job, so you don't really need any of the language requirement. However, for the others like natural sciences, mathematics, architecture and interior design, urban and traffic planning, engineering, scientific engineering, and medicine, you would need to acquire some knowledge of German language so that you can proceed with the work. However, I do repeat this again, that it's your job requirement, it's not your work requirement, this visa requirement. Now, the key components, I would briefly let you know about this one. So you have visa requirements that includes your 1 month hotel reservation, your travel and health insurance for 6 months, because it's a 6 months visa. You go there, you find a job and you secure it. Then you have a block amount that is for 6 months. That's your 5,682 minimum. And of course, when you go there, because it's a block amount, you unblock it over there and you can easily withdraw 947 euros per month. To acquire a PR, well, for PR, if you have a blue card, right, and then the language proficiency is like B1, that's required. Further, EU blue card salary, we'll be discussing it further in the slides as well in detail. That would be done by Mr. Arif Jamal. There are a couple of limitations for all those who are going to go for this visa. Well, this limitation is that you cannot do any part-time job over there. So you're only going to go there, search for a job, and then acquire one. Apart from that, you would have to have knowledge about the post arrival. You need to register yourself over there in the registration office. You need to have a current this current bank account, of course, because you need to transfer. You need to unblock the amount. So this is also required. You need to have a health insurance that's preferably the government one. Well, this is one of the main questions, one of the queries that all the participants would have, that if they could have their dependents, their children, their family along with them. So, well, it's a very good news for you all that, of course, you guys can have your kids over there. You can ask, they can come to you. You can they can be there basically. So a work permit is required, and a salary slip, and the accommodation, 3 proofs you would need. And then the children can also travel, your family can travel to Germany. Now when we say a family, it's your spouse and children. Now, the services that we offer you is the initial assessment for visa and work. Now, of course, we deal with the work visa, and then, of course, the work, the thing for the assessment is also required. So we basically do 2 assessments for you. The first one is where your documentations and everything would be assessed to see if the documents are eligible for a job there in Germany. And then we do have our collaborations with the work, the recruitments, and then they would look into your documents to find the best job for you. We have document assessment approval that we acquire from the German, the government. Once we acquire that, we proceed with the visa thing for you. Now, when we acquire the assessment, the approved assessment for you, our work is not done there. We further proceed with the portfolio building for you. We make sure that everything is perfect in your profile. So we guide you through that. Then the job applications, we work for that. And we help you out to find the best one. Then visa interview preparation, because this is also one of the very, very important stage that you need to pass through to finally reach Germany. So we help you out over there. Including this, we have pre-departure and post-arrival guidance. We help you out with the accommodations. We let you know which place is best for you. And of course, all the necessary information will be provided to you later. If you have any query, you can ask. Now, I would be requesting Mr. Arif Jamal to proceed with the further slides. And we have more participants here.
Thank you, Anmol. Right, let me quickly share my screen so that we can go about with it. Right, I hope everybody can see my screen, and just bear with me a few minutes. I have to, a lot of people are still joining in. Let me just quickly add them up. And okay, perfect. Right. So, like Mr. Anmol briefly explained, that we have managed to arrange a collaboration with a recruitment firm in Germany. Reason being, we know for sure that there are so many job opportunities available in Germany when it comes to IT industry. Now, before IT industry, let me explain you briefly about the shortage of work profession in Germany. So it's not only IT industry, it's natural science essays, mathematicians, architects, and engineers and scientific engineers and doctors. These are the professions that German government is welcoming from around the globe to go and work in these professions. But the reason we are talking about IT today is the IT is so much in demand that IT professions are the only one who have got the language exemption. When we say language exemption, that means that they do not have to have the certificate for A1, A2, B1, B2. It is literally upon your discretion. I mean, it is highly advisable that at least if you're going to Germany, if you're planning to move to Germany, just at least have A1, A2, but then it is not a visa requirement and it is not a job requirement. You can get your documents assessed. And once you have upon your document assessment, then you can apply for the visa on successful application. Then you can go to Germany and then you can literally apply for the job. Now let's go back to the job posts that are available. Like I said, we have got a collaboration with the recruitment agency. We do not have a collaboration with a company. So it's not just the limited jobs available. There are so many jobs available in different companies, and this recruitment firm is dealing with, and hence they've got like more than 250 or 200 jobs available. So they have got jobs available for networking, telecommunication, project management, and as you can see on your screen, it is high in demand. And then network administration, networking experts, IT help desk, cyber security, office IT, pen testers, and so on and so forth. Now, excuse me, I've been asked a question since yesterday or the day before that, so what is salary bracket that they should expect? Now, there is no simple yes and no answer to it. The salary starts normally, apart from the office IT or IT help desk, which is, of course, as you know, that it is a basic job or does not require any such significant qualification. IT help desk would start from 30,000 euros and it can go to 40 to 45,000 euros. Other than that, all of these jobs starts from basic 45,000 euros, and in some jobs like project management especially, it can go to 110 or 120,000 euros. It really depends on your level of expertise. It really depends on your qualification, your extra certification, your exposure, and on your own profile. Like I explained, the salary range starts from 40,000 euro to 80,000 euros per annum, which is an average. So when I say 110,000 euro, 120,000 euros, so of course that is an exceptional case, and we just don't want to give you false hopes and too high of expectation, and then getting probably disappointed. So the average is 40 to 80,000 euros, which is still good enough. Someone asked me yesterday about the tax bracket, so we added there as well. So maybe the tax bracket that the audience that we have here fall into 42% of tax. If anyone wants to have an official link or the calculator, they can contact us later on, and I can provide you with the link, which is shown here. Now, the reason why did we collaborate with the recruitment firm? We, as Lexmark Legal and Lexmark Student Consultants, we are a legal firm, or we are consultants. We deal with the university applications, we deal with the visa applications, we deal with the immigration applications, work, family settlement, and all of that. So why would we collaborate with someone in Germany only? The thing is, we have been asked this question. The first question that arises, and we get the question is, what is the guarantee? Because I would be spending a lot of money. I would be leaving my job. I'm married. I've got 7 years of experience. It's not like that I've just left the university and I'm just starting my career now. I've got friends, family, I've got dependents, and it is a huge risk, and it is um, a huge shift for me that I would have to leave the job. I would have to spend my whole life saving, and then I would be going to a whole different country, and I would be granted the visa for 6 months only. I mean, 6 months, it's all about perception. 6 months can be seen as a very short length of time, and it can be seen as a very long length of time. So, but again, what if we did not get a job? Now, when we say, there are numerous opportunities for you to get the job in Germany, and we can assure you that you would be able to get a job. Sometimes we might come across as like that we are actually trying to sell you something, and you might not take our word for it. So it always came as a challenge to us that maybe we can guarantee you something. So we have finally managed to collaborate with the firm. And so, having said that, we do not say that you have to start with your application straight away when you're in Pakistan. You can go to Germany, because of course there's a fees involved. The recruitment firm always charge some money for it. They are getting you the job, and then they charge you their professional fees, and which is a lot in terms of Pakistani rupees. Maybe in euros, if you convert it, you would see it as a 1 month is something equivalent to 1 month's salary. But for Pakistanis and for Albanians, probably it is a lot of money. So we don't want you to waste your money. So we can the whole process take you around 6 months time, and we can prepare you when we are like Ms. Anmol explained to you that what our services include. So our services include not only the document assessment approval. Our services also include your profile, portfolio, and profile building. And when we say portfolio and profile building, by that we mean that we will be working on your CV. We will be working on your on your profile, how to rebuild your profile. We would be looking at your profile and identifying your weaknesses and your strengths, and then we would have to glorify your strengths and how to make yourself presentable in front of the interviewer. We will prepare you for the interviews. We will help you find and look for the jobs while you're in Pakistan, while you have applied for your assessment. And we can give you like hundreds of opportunities before you arrive in Germany. You would know what the job market is, where the job market is, where you have to go in Germany, and we can give you all the details, as minute as where are you going to get the bus from, and how much would your travel card would be. This is the edge that we have got, because we have already got an office in Germany, and we know the insight. So it's not something that we will, unlike other probably consultants or who have not been into Germany or do not have presence in Germany, they wouldn't know a lot of things, or they might know as some, they might have the information similar to you when it comes to post-arrival. So we would work on your portfolio profile building, and we will prepare you for everything. So by the time you have gotten your visa, and when you're reaching Germany, it wouldn't be like you are unfamiliar. You don't know anything about Germany. You would know exactly where you're going. You would know exactly what are you doing, and then and then we can still help you with the with the registration, and with the bank accounts and everything, and then you can start applying. You can give it a go for like 1 or 1.5 months time, 2 months time tops. And if you still are not able to find a job, then of course the opportunity is there. We can always line you up for an interview straight away, probably within a week's time or 2 weeks time. Now, having said that, we are not only going to set you up for an interview, we are also going to, for that interview, because we really want you to be successful. Because if you're not successful, if you aren't successful, that would look bad on you, and that would look bad on us as well. So we do not want, well, as a company, we don't want, the last thing on earth that we want is a failed application. So we would make sure that for the interview, we are going to apply, prepare you for the visa interview. We are going to prepare you for the job interview. If you decided that, okay, let's choose that option as a last resort, I think I've tried enough, I think I have done enough hard work to apply for the jobs in these 2 months, and I don't want to go back. The situation is getting desperate, and if you could please get me, if you could please get me set up for the interview, and we are more than happy to do that. Right. So when it comes to now comes the boring part. When it comes to professional fees and processing fees and how it works. So we have, it's like we said, Lexmark deals with the visa applications, and then the job comes later. So these are two different segments. If you wanted to apply for the JSV, there are two payments. There are two modes. There are two schedules. One is 3,650 euros, which includes everything, literally everything, even your return ticket. So you pay us the money, and then everything is sorted, and till you get to Germany. It includes your assessment fees, it includes your processing fees, it includes your visa application fees, it includes your ticket, it includes your health insurance, it includes everything. Now, if you say, I can manage my own ticket, I can manage my own health insurance, and for the 6 months. So I mean, we don't have any problem with that, because normally people say, if you can get us the ticket sorted as well, and that is the reason we have got like 2 plans. Otherwise, it is very simple for us to just quote the price without the tickets, and our work is done. So if you want it without the tickets, that is 2,750 euros. Now we talk about the payment plan. The payment plan is 1,825 euros, the first installment. Now, it's not as simple as, you come to us and you're interested, you come to us and you make the payment, and then we'll start your application. It doesn't work that way with us. When you come to us, the first thing that we would ask you of is your documents. We would ask you for the documents, your CV, your complete set of documents, and we will assess the documents with regards to your visa application. So because there are 2 parts, because your aim is not just to get to Germany. Your aim is not to just get to Germany and then you would think, okay, I'll do any odd jobs or any blue collar job, because that's not what you're wasting your money for. So you need a job. The ultimate end is that you need to land on a professional job, your field related job. So before starting anything, we'll take your documents, we'll send your documents to our German office with regards to your job application, and we will assess your visa application, your documents for visa application as well. So because these are 2 separate things. Let's suppose maybe, if the German office says, yes, this candidate is very suitable for the job. This candidate has got high probability, they will get the job. But from the visa aspect, we check your travel history. We probably you got deported, you got refused so many times, maybe you would not get the visa. So what's going to happen? So because all of the money is refundable, whatever fees we are charging is refundable. So we don't want to waste your time, and we don't want to waste our time, because ultimately we would have to, when we are refunding your money, of course, that is a whole futile exercise for us as well, that we have invested like 6 months time or 3 months time, know what, to find out that this application cannot work, it cannot be proceeded. So the way it works is you have to pay us for the installment. The first payment that you would make, we will start with your document assessment. We'll send you, so once we give you a signal, a green signal that yes, you are eligible to get a good job in Germany, and yes, we think that you have got a clean travel history, and there are no hurdles in your visa applications, and we are 100% sure that you are going to get the visa accepted, then we can ask you to make the payment. Once you have made the payment, so we will send your documents to the concerned department for the assessment. And now for JSV, assessment is really important. Reason being, if you did not pass the assessment, you won't be able to apply for the visa. So once your assessment is done, then you have to make the other payment, and then we'll start with the employment, and then we will start with your, when we say employment, on your portfolio and profile building, then we'll start with your visa interview, will prepare you for everything. And once you have got the visa, and of course, then you're on your way to Germany. We would be guiding you with a lot of things. So there are so many things when it comes to, of course, you are going to a whole new country. Where are you going to open the bank account? What is the registry office? Where do you have to go to register yourself for the registry office? If you're married, what are you going to do in terms of your spouse visa? Now there is a question, one more question, which is important. Then I think I shouldn't wait for the question to arrive, because it has been asked for by everyone. Is they take family with them on JSV? No, they cannot take the family with them on JSV, because first you have to find a job, you get the employment, and then you can bring your family. A lot of people ask the question that can they apply for the job when they are in Pakistan, and can they go on a work permit when they are in Pakistan? Unfortunately, the answer is no. Like New Zealand, if you guys have any idea about New Zealand, there used to be an immigration route similar to Australia, USA, and Canada. Now not anymore, because now what they do is they give you a 12 months visa. You go there, you apply for the jobs, you get the employment, and then you get the immigration. Similarly, in Germany, you have to be there because reason being, when you do your document assessment, your documents are approved by the German government. If you're applying from Pakistan, there's no assessment. The government is not certifying you or verifying you that you are actually eligible or good enough to be able to find a job in Germany. So they have made the system a little complicated, but they are a good check and balances. Otherwise, anybody can open up a company. For us, we can start giving employment letters to everybody in Pakistan, from Lexmark. And anybody else or other companies could do that as well. So just to keep checks and balances, what they have done is they have offered job search visa. You have to get your document assessed. Once your documents are certified, assessed that yes, you're eligible for the job, then you get the job, then you get the visa, and then you go to Germany, you find a job. Maybe you can align a few interviews before you get to Germany, but then the interview has to be in person. Now, like we talk about we talk from Pakistan's perspective. I tell you, there are so many students who goes to Italy, they go to Hungary, they go to other Schengen states, other countries in Europe. They do their masters, and just when their masters is about to finish, about to be completed, what they do is they start planning their job interviews. They start applying for the jobs in Germany, because Germany is the biggest economy. It's like, people in Albania, everybody comes to Tirana for jobs. In Pakistan, everybody comes to Karachi for jobs. So in Europe, everybody goes to Germany for jobs. It's the biggest economy. People, even if they are present in Europe, they are still not able to get a job, while they're in Hungary or while they're in Italy. So they have to go in person for the job. So similarly, no, unfortunately, the answer is no. No, you would not be able to get an interview lined up while you're in Pakistan without a JSV. So you would have to apply for a JSV. Secondly, when you get to Germany, the reason they do not give you employment straight away, because there are two routes to PR when it comes to converting your JSV to work permit. So if your salary, the reason I mentioned tax bracket, and the reason I mentioned the salary range, if you got the job with above 51,000 euros, you would be able to get the PR in 21 to 22 months, which is just within just around 2 years' time. If you got a job which is below 51,000 euros, then you're going to get a simple work permit, and you would secure your PR after 33 months. Now, if you got your more than 51,000 euros, it is not called a work permit, it is called the EU blue card. So when you get an EU blue card, on the basis of EU blue card, of course, then you would be applying for your family and for your dependents, and that is possible within the 2 months period after your arrival. Once you've got the job, you get an employment letter, you apply for the change of status, you get your work permit, or you get your EU blue card, and after you will work there. In Germany, the housing laws are really strict. So you would have to be, if you've got like three people, like you've got a wife and 2 kids, then you would have to get a house according to the number of occupants. If you've got if you just got wife and no kids, then the scenario and the situation would be different. So you need to show that you have got the tenancy agreement. You need to show your pay slip. You need to show the salary that has got into your bank account and your employment letter, and then your dependent, your wife, could apply. If you have got a EU blue card, if you had the job above 51,000 euros, your wife would not have to do A1 and A2. She would have, her interview would be really easy in the native language, in Albanian or in Urdu. And if the job was below 51,000, then your spouse would have to, or your wife or your husband would have to do A1 and A2, which takes around 3 months time, and then and then they can apply for the visa. No additional back statement is required when you are applying for your dependents. So I think it is important, if you're planning, if you have already reached Germany and then you want to, and you're not sure whether you're going to get a job below 51,000 or above 50,000, it is important, I would say it is recommended that your spouse starts with the German language course anyway, because they're not going to lose anything by learning a new language. They are moving to a whole different country with a whole different language, and it would help them eventually, with reading the signs and communicating with the people, because normally in big cities in Germany everybody speaks. Things have changed now. So in big cities like in Frankfurt, Munich and Berlin, people speak in English. But then if you go to smaller cities or smaller towns, people still prefer to speak in German language. So at least, and even though if they knew the language, they would still be very inclined towards, holding a conversation in German language. So at least you should be able to understand a thing or two before you moving to Germany. Right. So again, let's get back to the payment plan. When we say the fees is refundable, if you can see here, deductible amount 700 euros and refundable amount 125 euros, 1125 euros. So if you paid 1825 euros to start with, we sent your documents. And of course, when we say we are assessing your documents, and of course, there is a responsibility on our part as well. Then, when we are sending the documents for assessment, and if your assessment failed, now it would be very obvious to determine whose fault was it. Maybe it was our fault. Maybe we did not do the documentation properly. We missed out on a document. We cannot just turn around and say, we assume you did not have that document, and that is the reason we sent the remaining documents for assessment. That doesn't make sense, because we are the experts, we are the consultants, we are charging you for something. So we need to know. So if there is a fault on our part, we guarantee 100% refund. So we are not going to deduct any amount, let alone 700 euros. We are not even gonna deduct like 7 euros. So that 1825 euros would go back straight to your account. We would refund in full. Now, let's suppose you paid us the fees, we sent the document for approval, and again, it got refused. And the reason was the document was forged. There was a misrepresentation of fact, or the document did not get verified. HEC did not verify it, or your university did not verify it. HEC says, maybe this document, we do not have this document record, which is impossible, unless if you're doing a fraud or if you're forging a document. In that case, of course, there is a fees involved. We have got our overheads as well. We have got processing fees as well. So of course, then only we will, if there is a fault at your part, then only we will deduct 700 euros and we will refund you 1125 euros. Otherwise, if it is our fault, then we will refund you the whole fee. So you have got nothing to lose. If we are taking up a responsibility, and if you're saying, and if you're doing a pre-assessment, and if you are saying yes, we can get you the document assessed, then of course, you should be rest assured that if it didn't happen, then of course, as long as your documents are original, you're not losing anything. You're just giving us the money, and that is 100% refundable. And so yeah, there's literally no risk involved, other than probably you'll be wasting like 1 or 2 months of your time. Now, once you have reached Germany, and then you think that you would apply for the job, of course, 3,650 euros and 4,500 euros, it comes up to around 8,000-ish euros, similar, around 8,000 to 9,000 euros. We wouldn't want you to waste your money, 4,500 euros on job, when you can find a job, when we are preparing you for it, when we have done all the homework. Why would we let you waste your money? So first of all, if you want, well, if you're happy to pay the money, and you say, I don't have time, and probably it's an urgent scenario for you, I'm willing to pay you the fees. Okay, fair enough. As soon as you got the visa, you can pay us the first installment. We'll set you up an appointment. You go for an interview. Of course, we will make sure that you are prepared for that interview. We'll give you the transcript. There would be 35-40 questions that you will be preparing for, and once you and then you of course you go prepared. So there is the risk of failing that appointment again is very minimal, and then yes, you can get the job. And once you get the job, then you pay us the remaining fees. But if you say, I will wait, and then I'll wait, I'll try my luck first, and later on you can set me up, we can do that as well. Again, the first installment is 2,250, and the second installment is similar, 50, the remaining 50% balance. Now, we have mentioned refundable amount 100%. What does that mean? Now, with the JSV and the processing, of course, it takes a lot of time and hassle, and there are overheads involved. So of course the amount is deductible as long as it's not our fault. But with the employment, we are just literally referring you to a company. We are literally setting you up for an appointment. So if you fail the interview, we do not want to exploit the situation and deduct some fees, some processing fees, because it is just a matter of connection. It is just a matter of agreement. So, and if you did not get the job, of course, you are in a desperate situation already, then we would not to try to exploit the situation, and we will refund you the whole amount, 2,250 euros in full. There are going to be no deduction. So like I said, if you start with the application, you're only risking 1,825 euros. And then if you did not get the document assessed, as long as your documents are original, you're not risking anything at all. You're just investing some time with us. Oh, and if you still have got any questions regarding the payment plan or anything else, we are more than happy to answer your questions. Like Mr. Mole explained, we have got a head office in UK. That's where that's where I am located, and then we have got office in Pakistan. Our office is in Karachi. Unfortunately, at the moment, we do not have any office in Islamabad and Lahore. We get a lot of queries. Just hang in there. Yes, we have got it in pipeline. We would be opening offices in Lahore and Islamabad very soon as well. In Germany, we have got an office in Krefeld. If you're wondering where Krefeld is, it's in West Germany, and then it is right next to Dusseldorf. In Albania, we got office in Tirana, which is the main city, business hub of Albania. So let's get to your questions. That I have got a few. Right, so Umair is asking that, do we need a block amount for JSV? Yes, we do need a block amount for JSV. Like for student visa, you need around 11,000 euros. For block account for JSV, it is around 5,600 euros, somewhere around 6,000 euros. So yes, we do need a block account. You open up a block account. It takes around 24 hours to open up an account. Then you transfer your money from your own bank account to your own block account in Germany. It takes 7 working days to for the money to get transferred from your bank to the block account that you have in Germany. Now, the reason I mentioned that it has to be your own bank account that you're transferring the money from, it is really important. What if things go wrong? What if you want the money back? Yes, what if your interview did not go wrong, did not go well, the visa interview? Now, the money in your block account would be refunded to your account. It cannot be refunded to your brothers or sisters or your uncles or your parents' account. It has to go in your account only. So make sure that you're transferring the money from your own account, not from anyone else's account. Even if you're borrowing money from your parents or your or friends or family, you need to borrow the money. They need to transfer it in your account, and then you're transferring the money into the block account yourself. Munib is asking for the PDF of this presentation. Yes, we can do. Munib, we can set up an appointment with you, and then we can go through it. Like I said, Ms. Anmol has only given you an overview, which took her like around 10 to 15 minutes time. The Germany JS visa has got a lot more depth to it. If I start going into detail, I can assure you we can go talk about it for hours. I can take your hour, and I'm very enthusiastic about my job. So if you want, I don't get tired. I can talk all day about it, and I can take around 4 hours just to explain. So yes, we can arrange a meeting. We have got your number, Munib, and then we can share the PDF. We can share the information on JS3. I'm IT graduate with 3 years of experience in IT help desk, IT support. Yes, Basit, if you can share the documents, we will provide you with the contact details after the meeting has ended. We have got your number, and you can send us the document. You can we will send you a checklist. You can send us the document, and then yes, we can take it from there. BCCS degree in fast with 6 years experience, project management. Ahmad, I have got a good news. Project management is really high in demand. Your starting salary could potentially be minimum 60,000 to 65,000. It can go easily around 80 to 85,000 per annum. So I would say if you can be in touch with us, I don't even have to pay for the recruitment firm. We can help you get the job directly. Yeah, that would be super easy for you. Hena, thank you for your compliments. Again, we have got a few numbers, and again, Salman, we have got yes, you can got no, like I've already answered your query. Can I get a job from Pakistan and Germany? Unfortunately not. I wish there was a possibility. I know how the situation is at the moment in Pakistan. That would have been amazing if you were able to have that opportunity to just get a job from while we are in Pakistan, and just move to Germany. Even with the Canada, USA, Australia, even with the companies which are offering immigration, you get an immigration, you go to that country, you are working on jobs, you're looking for jobs, and then you get the job. So even for people who have got immigration, their immigration got successful in Canada. Now they're Canadian immigrant, they have to travel to Canada, and they are still in Pakistan or Albania. They're looking for the job, and every company says, ask them to come to Canada first, or to come to their country first and do an in-person appointment, and then so it's highly unlikely. It's maybe if you're lucky enough, probably you might get a job, but then yes, highly unlikely. I have experience in IT, but I have not available relevant degree. Is it possible to get a job? And yes, there might be a possibility. For that, I need to see your documents and your CV. I can send your documents to our German office, to Mr. Abdul Jabbar. They can assess your application. your documents, and then we can see what are the possibilities. They could be a possibility, yes. Amash Khan, yes, Amash, we help you finding a job there, like I explained. We will prepare you to look for a job, and if you're not able, then we can hook you up with the recruitment firm, and they can get you the job. And one more thing, yes, it's not that we took the money from off you and then you're on your own. And we will connect you with the recruitment firm, and there are so many there are so many things involved, and probably one day you will say, yes, you have I paid the money, but I am not getting as good service or as good response that I thought that I would get, or a response similar to Lexmark. And that is the reason it's a one window solution. So we take responsibility. We're not just taking the money and we are connecting you to the company, and then you just leave you to it. We are taking responsibility, we are taking the money, and then yes, so you would be dealing with us, you won't be dealing with that company. So we want to make sure that I know it's a frustrating situation. You have left your family behind, you have left your and then you are in a constant pressure that you have to find a job, and we just don't want to frustrate you more. So yes, we will be there with you as a helping hand till you find a job, inshallah. Now with the block account, there's one more thing to it. So what is a block account? If any of you doesn't know about what the block account is, block account is basically a guarantee or an assurance to the government, German government, that you have got enough funds available for you to last 6 months, because you won't be allowed to work on job search visa. You would only be allowed to work on your work permit. So before you get your work permit, before you get a job, you need to have money. You're not allowed to work. And that is why the cost of living in Germany is generally around 850 to 950 euros, which is a good cost of living. You can still manage to spend less than that. You can still manage to do that. If you got friends and family or relatives living there, you can again, you can save a lot of money initially for your accommodation. Again, the standards, the cost of living is 850 euros to 950 euros per person, and that is why they are charging you, or they are asking you to put the money in your block account. The way block account works, once you get to Germany, you open up another account, and you have to go to land for the registry department. Once you have got yourself registered with the registrar office, then you go and apply for the bank account. Once you have got the bank account, then they start depositing you around 850 or 900 euros per month in your current account. It's whatever the amount is, you divide it by 6, and they pay you back in 6 monthly installments, so that they need to make sure that yes, you have got enough funds available to last for 6 months. Now, one more thing. Now the question is, you have spent around 6,000 euros. Let's say 6,000 euros, just to keep it simple, 1,000 euros per month. You managed to get a job like in 2 months' time. Now they have deposited, they have given you 2,000 euros. Your remaining balance is 4,000 euros. So you are going to get that 4,000 euros back into your account once you've got the work permit. So it's not that if you're submitting like 5,000, you're depositing 5,000 or 6,000 euros in your account, it's a total waste. No, it's not. The sooner the merrier. As soon as you get the job, as soon as you get the work permit, the remaining amount which is left in your block account and which is left unspent is unspent. You can manage to save that amount. Right. Yes, a very good question. Experience mandatory for the job in Germany, asked by Mudassir. Yes, experience is mandatory. Let me explain. So again, it's no yes and no answer. Your minimum experience is required 6 months. We encourage the people who have done their bachelor's. Now, everybody who has done their bachelor's, they want to do their master's with the hope that they would be able to move to that particular destination. they would do their masters, and eventually they will look for a job and they will land on a job. We say, wait for another 6-7 months. If you're a fresh graduate, find a job, do a job in your related field, or that you would want to apply for a job in Germany, gain some experience, work for 6-7 months time, and you know how fast time goes these days. Before you know it, 6-7 months are gone. We do not even realize that we wasted 2 years of our time in COVID. We don't even count those 2 years in our lives. So 6 months is nothing. Just work for 6 months, and because you have to work, it has to be legit. You cannot just take experience or get experience letter from anyone, because you have to show your pay slips, you have to show your employment letter, you have to show your bank account, and which shows that this salary is being credited to your amount every month. So it has to be verified, otherwise it's not workable. So yes, minimum 6 months of experience is required. I'm a fresh, just started my professional career in automation. Is there any possibility for right now for me? Like as I explained, Faz answered the question from Mudassir, that you need to have some sort of experience, minimum 6 months. Yes, and then you would be able to apply for the job. One more thing, when I say, being a bachelor's, and we encourage the bachelor's or the graduate degree holders, why would you spend £15,000 or $25,000 on your master's degree when you can, being an IT professional, when you can spend around 8,000, 9,000 euros in total and land on a job? If you're spending 17,000 pounds or euros or $25,000 on your degree, you would have to wait for minimum 1 year if you are lucky enough to get an admission or visa for UK, or 2 years time or 1.5 years to get a degree, and then you would be landing on the same job. So I would say just gain some experience. It's a huge opportunity for you, and get a job directly, start making money before, and then you can do your masters later. You can. I have got success stories that they got the job after their bachelor's. They applied through their bachelor's, they had the experience, they applied through bachelor's, they came to Germany, and after like 2 years time, then they decided, okay, let's do an MBA, and they have started doing their MBA. So once you have sorted your financials, once you have sorted your dependents and everything, whatever you have, whatever budget you have, and once you have probably whatever you have spent on the visa, and if you want to recover that money, once you've recovered all of it, once you've settled down, you can start with your education again. There is a 5 years gap acceptable for master's degree. So yes, after your bachelor's, you can work for 2 to 3 years, and then you can have your master's degree while you're in Germany. Zohaib is asking, what is the possibility of job if a candidate certified in Amadeus, Galileo, and Seba? Zohaib, first of all, you would need a B1, B2, a German language requirement. So, and then we would have to see your documents as well. But then if you're related to IT field, of course, then you would have to do your language. If you are willing to take on the course for a 7 months course, then yes, by all means, you send us the document and we can have a meeting. We will be shared with the details of the recruitment. Yes, at some point, once you have registered with us, at some point, we will be sharing the details with you. Of course, it's no hidden secret. We will be sharing you with the details. We will be guiding you along the way. But then if you expect that we are going to share all the details beforehand, unfortunately, we have got our business secrets as well, so we won't be able to share such details. Yes, once you have got yourself registered, once you have started the case, yes, we are going to provide you with such details. What will be the estimated total cost? Like I said, the estimated total cost, if I go back to the cost, the payment plan, So if it would be somewhere around between 7 to 9,000 euros. That includes your employment, that includes your professional processing fees. Bilawal, you're asking about the training programs. That is a bit irrelevant to the topic that we have having today. I would appreciate if you can contact us later on, and me or Ms. Anmol or anyone from our team would be happy to assist you. We can discuss it in detail, and maybe if you have got any. But I think your question is regarding training programs, so I'm assuming it has to do with the student consultancy. Ms. Anmol would be happy to assist you with that. We can find you a few courses for training programs or certifications, and yes, it can be something can be looked into. So anyway, I think it's Sunday. We have already taken a lot of your time. So I'll call it today. And if you have got any questions, we are there to help you. You have got our numbers. Look us up on the internet. You can look us up on Lexmark Limited. You can look us up on Lexmark Consultants. I apologize if any of your queries got unanswered. I will make sure that we have got your number. As long as if you left your name and number with your query, we are definitely going to contact you, and then we can set up an appointment. Having said that, if you guys have got any questions, you can approach us. We can set up an appointment. We can go into a whole a lot details on our one-on-one session, and then we are happy to assist you with that. We're happy to help you. Okay, thank you very much. I would like to thank you all of you, and I appreciate taking your time on a Sunday, and enjoy the rest of your day. Over to you, Anmol.
So thank you, everybody. It was a great information session for everybody. And I would further say that if you would have any query, you can easily contact us. You have already gotten our contact number. We have got your contact number as well. So if there is something that you would further need to know about, please reach us out. And the queries that we have received, we make sure that the unanswered are answered. So yeah, that's pretty much. Thank you very much. So that's pretty much for today. And if whatever would be required further for the information, we'll get back to you. Thank you, everybody.